Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Christmas from Stamperia. I'm going to apologize right now if you hear some banging. There it is. They're hammering next door, but I just really wanted to get working on this. So, if you've been following along, we're at the point of the cover. If you have not been following all along, just check my playlist, look for Stamperia Romantic Christmas, that's the name of the playlist, and you can get caught up. This is a project for Scrap and Create. You can get all your supplies there. It'll be linked down below. And there's a link down below to the cutting guide for this project. So here's where we're at. This is what I'm going to put on the front cover, and then of course we'll add some other stuff. So I used the red. If you're not using the red, you can either cut this full size or you can use a different color. But this is 6 3/8 square. This is 6 1/8 square. So let me go ahead and just put this together. And make sure that that is reasonably straight and centered. That looks pretty good. Alright, so this is the piece for the front. And then on the back, this piece is 6 3/8 square, and this is going on the back. Just double checking. It doesn't really look it doesn't look square to me, but it is. Okay. So the reason that I didn't just immediately glue this down is we need to do something. I want to do a chain closure on this album. However, we cannot punch a hole through the cover the way we have for some others. Whoops. Because we have all this going on and we have the pop-up in the back. So if you've been around for quite a while, you may remember my Forest mini album, Stamperia Forest. We did the same thing on that album that we're going to do today, and that is we are going to use these little brads. These are from Tim Holtz, and they're brads that have these little rings on them, and we're going to attach our closure to these rings. And we're going to have to punch hole only through this mat, okay? If that makes sense. So what we need to do is find the center, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, you could be a hair off, but it's 6 3/8. So that's going to be 3 3/16. And you know what? I'm going to mark that on the back. All right, so this is the side where it needs to be. So let me go down here. So it's going to be 3 3/16 right there. And I think I want it, let's see, how big is this? Because it's got this little shield thing on it. So that's 3 1/8. I think what I'll do is just lay it down here. Let's see how far in we want it. I think right about there is good. Okay. And that is 3/8 of an inch in. Okay. All right, so you want to be 3/8 of an inch in from the edge. And I'm going to double check that. That's good. Okay. So then, where's our back piece? All right. Now on the back piece, it's going to go on this side. Right? That's there. I need to go 3 3/16, and then 3/8 of an inch in. That is going to be right there. Okay. And we need a hole that is only big enough for these to go through, what I do with the other one. We don't want it to be too big. Otherwise, well, I mean, they're going to get glued down, but you just want it just big enough for that. I'm going to do the back one first, just in case I mess it up. Okay, just double checking. Yes, that's where it's going to go. And I'm trying to decide what tool I want to use for this. I have an awl. Let me see. You don't need an awl. I mean, if you have this set of tools, you could use this point right here. And actually, that may be what I end up using. I think I will use the awl. Okay. Now, I need a soft surface to punch, so let me grab a scrap. Okay, so this is just a scrap of chipboard, and I'm going to make a hole. Okay, and then I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, but not much, because we can sneak up on it. Just put my awl through there. I think it needs to be a little bigger. Okay, let's see how that is. That's good. Okay. And I want the ring down. That's good. And then, while it's where I want it, I'm going to put a piece of tape. Double check. Yep. To keep it where I want it. Okay. Good. All right, so that's the back. Now we're going to have to do the same thing for the front. Okay. This is a little trickier because this is thicker. But by the same token, it's also stronger. So if you want to double mat the back for that reason, you can. Okay, let's see how that is. Just be careful with these because the only thing holding this little disc on are these flanges being open. So as soon as you close them, it tries to fall off. Okay. Okay, same thing. Want to make sure that ring is pointing down. Like that. That looks good. I think I bent it a little bit, but that's okay. And we'll add a piece of tape. Double check that it's where I want it, and it is. Okay, tricky part over. And let's go ahead and glue this down. Okay, just checking it for fit. And we can take the back off of this tape. You don't have to, but I'm going to. Way too much glue, and that's a little bit there. Okay. I am recording on my phone, and I keep hearing text message dings, and it's probably nothing, but I'm wondering if it's my sister. Hang on, let me put this down. That's straight. That looks good. We are going to add some other things to this, but this is the main thing. Okay, and then we want to make sure we get right along here because we've added quite a bit of bulk with that little ring. Good, that looks good. Okay, sorry, it was my sister, but nothing that I need to immediately respond to. Okay, this is sticky, but I think it'll be, I'm just putting that there so that ring doesn't press in. And this is gonna go here. Okay. Get rid of this. Hang on. Got one of those little legs is sticking up a little. There. Okay. I feel like I need to order another bottle of art glitter glue. I know I keep harping on it in these recent videos, but I get paranoid this time of year because I would really be unhappy if I ran out of art glitter glue in the middle of the winter. I tend to only buy it once a year, which is at this time of year, and I just buy enough of it that it lasts me, but I make a lot of albums and it would be bad to run out. Oh, that's great. I really like the way this is coming out. I always like all my albums, but I don't know. This one I'm feeling particularly fond about right now. And I've got both of these are sticking up along this edge. Get a little more glue. This one. This one's only sticking up a teeny tiny bit, so little that I can't get the glue in there, but it needs a little more, so let's see if I can force some in there. Okay, there we go. Good. Okay, so now when it comes time to do our chain, we can do that. All right, so for the cover, I really want to use this from the wooden shapes. So I'm thinking if I just put this sort of down about here and then add, I've got some of these flowers, and then I have these flowers. These are from Scrap and Create. These are from my stash, but you might have something similar. And then I have this piece, which we never actually used much of this. Actually, I don't know, we didn't use any of that, I don't think. But this bow is really pretty. I'm wondering if I can do something with that bow. If not on the cover, then maybe inside somewhere. And also, this right here is really pretty. Whoops. What's the matter, Jolly? Did you just wake up and realize you were by yourself? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to fussy cut out this bow and this little cluster right here as well. So let me do that. Okay, so I did that, and I was wondering is if I wanted to put this like up underneath it at the top, although I kind of like it airy at the top, so maybe at the bottom, just to add a little more volume, or to the side, I don't know, kind of. Maybe I don't want that at all. This, I don't know, it seems a little large. Okay, so we may have other spots for those because they're not making me happy here. And I may have some other Christmas flowers, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna pull off a few here. I've had these so long, they're like permanently stuck to the base. And I'm getting permanently stuck to it. So there, something like that. And maybe one of these. I don't want to use too many of these because, although I have plenty really, I'm pretty sure I want to use these on what do you call it? I just drew a blank. What is that collection that I can't think of? Winter Tales. Okay. All right, so these are on wires, so they can be fudged. Let's, like if we put that there and that there. These little gold things are falling off. By the time we're done, there'll be none. Maybe something like just that and some ribbon. I think that might be really pretty. Okay, so what I want to do is cut most of this stem off. All right, so much of keeping track of my tools. Oops. Sorry, the school announcement. I think I need to cut that a little bit shorter. Okay. All right, so we're going to put that there, and that can go right about there. And I'm not putting anything under this, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Just getting an idea in my head where it's going. Okay. And then that is going to go there. I think this is going to take Fabri-Tac. Even hot glue would probably work for this. It's just got this really thick stem. So I think I need a glue with a little more body to it than the art glitter glue. Okay, there. Okay, there we go. Where? Come here, where are you? There you are, okay. And let's see, do I want the white one down here? And nope, I want the red one down there. And this one up here. Sort of like that. I want that down there. Nope, I want it up there. Okay. And I might as well just use the art glitter. I've got it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna put, not art glitter, I used the Fabri-Tac obviously. And then we're gonna, whoa, put not that much. Okay, let's see if I can lift some up. Okay, and I'm just gonna put a few of these little gold beads back down. Fortunately, the art glitter glue will dry clear, so that will look better in a moment. Okay, let's get those there. Okay. And then let's put this one here. This bottle is a mess. Okay. Oops, and there goes one of the beads. I feel like that's sliding a little bit. It could just be because this white flower is loose. So I am gonna go under here. And put some glue right there. All right, now let's let that settle for a minute. And I'm gonna see if I have a little bead or something for the center of that flower. It's got some little white things, but they're not really doing anything for it. So, and we're also gonna want some ribbon, so that I can pull out. Okay, this is my little packet of charms that I got with my order from Scrap and Create, which of course, because I'm designing for them, it was sent to me, but you will also get it with your order. I have these, which I got at Target Dollar Spot a few years ago, but I think they're too big, even though there are some smaller ones in here. So I don't think that's going to work. Maybe just a little Aurora Borealis crystal, or a gold one, like a little gold half bead. Kind of like that. Let's see how that looks. Probably ought to have done, well, there really isn't anything to do on the back. I was going to say I should have done the back before I did all these flowers on the front, but there isn't really anything to do on the back except add the chain for the closure. Okay. There we go. There, just add a little touch color there. And then we're just going to add a few little pieces of ribbon. And do I want to do them in loops? Or just deciding if I want loops or flags. Loops. Okay, loops it is. And let me grab my tweezers. So for this, just cut a piece long enough to make a loop size that you want, and then you're going to put a little glue in between there to form the loop. Not as much as I did, but my Fabri-Tac's feeling a little goopy at the moment. And then you can put some on the outside, or you could put it right on the cover if you know where it's going. And then we're just gonna tuck that up in there and press it down. Perfect. I don't know why I keep putting this down upright. If I put it on its side, it would probably be better. Okay. And I'll put this one up under there. Looks good. And we want some here and here. It on that side. Hang on, let me turn it. That seems a little big to me. Hang on. Don't like that. All right. Do I have a place where I can put this? I think I made this one too big. All right. We shall see. Yeah. Just tuck that one up under there. Okay. Yeah. And maybe we just put little flags at the ends. Just like that. Wrong glue. There we go. You know what? That one does not seem to want to be there either. I'm just going to pull that one out. Yeah, that's better. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit. That is rather cute. Okay, I'm happy with that. And let me get this gunk off of here. I don't know why I just closed that. I'm going to need it in a second. Okay, and what I was thinking of here is I have this big poinsettia, and I'm sure that you could get, if you can't find these on Scrap and Crate, I'm sure you could get a poinsettia flower at this time of year. Just, you know, Joann's or Michael's or wherever. I think I really like that. And I checked, and it's fine. It's a little bulky, but it'll be fine. use Fabri-Tac. Okay. Good. Fine, okay. And let's see. Now we could put this bow here. Or even there, like sticking out of the... That's kind of pretty. And it gives a little color to this side. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. This is gonna be our glitter glue. Cute. Okay, I like that. I think this is fine, doesn't need anything. This might be cute, picks up on the sort of letter theme. Let's do that. Okay, I like that. I don't know as we need anything on this side. I don't really like that. I mean, I like it, but it's so obviously a tag. I'd like it better if it was just a plaque. Okay. I still have that. I think we have plenty going on there. We have, you know, I don't want to interrupt that. That's fine. This is all places for photos and stuff, so I think that's fine. Here we might want to do something. It's pretty plain. So let me see what I have over here that I'm picking up. If you remember, I had the card pack, and I also went through and did cut-aparts from the cut-apart sheets on the 12 by 12 and the 6 by 6. So I don't care for that. That's too big. I'm not sure I want to put something that says Romantic Christmas, because then it limits the book. You know what? Maybe we should just put something to be a tuck spot, and then whatever we put here will become the decoration. That would be good. And we have this cute little bird. Maybe put it on this side so we don't take away from that. Okay, so that's a thought. I like this tag, but that can just be a tag. Okay, I don't see anything there. I mean, these will all make good things to put in the pockets and stuff, but and then I do have this, which is super cute, but I'm not sure I want something with that much dimension, although we left ourselves plenty of room. If we wanted to do that. I don't know. I like it, but it's not, I don't think it's quite right. And this is too small. Anything you tuck in, it wouldn't stay tucked. So I think it's going to be this bird. All right, ink that. Just double guessing myself here if I really want to put that there. this thing doesn't work, doesn't go. I wonder if we just fussy cut this and put it in, and it will kind of pick up on this when it pops open and be kind of a surprise. But then again, it takes away from that stocking, which I really like. You know what? I'm just going to leave it because what I was going to do doesn't feel right. And sometimes I just go with my gut. And that didn't feel right. So we'll just leave that for now. Okay. So what we need a strip here and a strip here maybe. And then we need our inserts. So I think what I'm going to do is let's let all of this settle and dry. And then I'll be back in just a few seconds for you. And we will work on our, I guess all we have to do is inserts and the chain. I don't want to do anything on the spine, just double checking. So yeah, all right, so I'll be back in a few seconds and we will work on that. Now I'm just looking at this and realizing that if I want to stand this book up, is it going to be a problem? It's not, because this is very flexible and it just moved, so I can just tuck it up. Okay, I'll be back in a few seconds. All right, so I got out things to make the chain closure, but I'm missing jump rings of a color I want, so I may wait and do that tomorrow because I have more coming, or I may do it, we'll see. But I want to show you the, pulling some things over, the inserts, or at least I'm not going to finish them, but I want to show you my process because it's been a while since I've done that, and I think it would be beneficial. So what I did is I cut apart sheets and got out the things from the card pack that I had and just went through to see what I might use. So I pulled these two pieces and this little card, which we'll get to in a minute. Let me just set those aside. Okay, so here I've just tucked a couple of things from the cards. So what I do is I start at the beginning, just work my way through to see what I need. So I have a just one of the cards in here. I think it's one of the cards, yeah. And then I decide what else I need there. All right. So I can actually fit maybe a 5x5 would be good, or we could do maybe something a little shorter, maybe a 4x5, right? I just sort of look, see what'll fit, and then I'm also going to look at what I have in the way of scraps, but that looks like a pretty good size. So I'm going to cut a 4x5 to go in this pocket. And a lot of times the size of these things depends on the scraps that I have. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck that in there. I'm not going to mat it. I mean, I am eventually going to mat it, but I haven't yet. And I did cut 4 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, which you can get from one sheet of 12 by 12 of the craft for the side pocket inserts. Okay, so here I just tucked this in. It's from the card collection. And then I have a couple other pieces. Both of these are also from the card collection. Okay, and we could put maybe a 5x5 in the back. So let me cut one of those. And then I had, when I cut that 5x5, that left me with this. I had a 5-inch strip that I'd already cut some from, but I cut a 5x5, and I have this scrap, so we'll put that somewhere. These, I just measured what would fit in the envelopes. So you can just measure your envelopes, and you want to make it about, ½ inch smaller, maybe this way, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch smaller for each envelope. And then just cut a piece and tuck it in. Again, we haven't matted anything, we're just tucking things in where they go. Okay, and we'll tie that. Okay, we'll get back to that. There's nothing here, but we do need a piece for here. And I think I'm going to make that 5.5 by 5.5. Maybe, yeah, I think. Okay, let me cut that. Okay, so that'll go there. And there's nothing in here. Okay, now we do have something for here. We'll get back to that in a minute. Of course, that's our pop-up. And I don't have anything here. I still haven't decided if I'm going to put anything there or not. I'm leaning towards not. So for here, I have cut a piece 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, now you could mat the back of this and then put whatever photo you want on here, and that is going to sort of show through this vellum. I don't have a photo, so I've been looking at a couple of things, and I was kind of thinking maybe this. I've cut it full size and then just fussy cut the top. And I did tuck it in, and I'll show you how it looks. And we'll have to have a tab on the top so that it can be removed. So I lift it up a little bit, but all right, I'm not going to put it all the way in because I want to be able to get it out. I haven't put a tab on it. But if I put that in like that, then you'd sort of see shop window kind of echoing that. So that's a thought. And then another thing was this one. And I'm leaning towards this one. We haven't really used her anywhere, and I think it would look good. So what I'll do with this is double mat it with the red, and then I haven't decided if I'm going to use red on the back of all these mats or another color. You'll know by now because you will have seen it in the walkthrough, but I'm just going to leave that there. And then I still need my narrow strips here, but I don't know as I'll do that on camera. So that's that. I don't need very many, but I still have this because this little leftover piece. It's too big to go there. It's not too big to go here. If we want to add another thing into those pockets, I'll just put it there for the moment. So I may not use this. A lot of the 12 by 12 cut aparts were too big. Here's another little tag. And we don't really have any tuck spots other than here, so you could stick it in there if you wanted to. We do have these little ones. Maybe over there, maybe up there. Something like that. We still could do tuck spot here. And we could do tuck spots in here, but I'm not really inclined to. I'm kind of liking the simplicity of it. And we do have here, and this is pretty plain. So we could do a tuck spot in here if we wanted to. So I think what I'm going to do, I can't really do the closure because I don't have the jump rings that I need. So I am going to go ahead and get some of these things matted. I'll do that off camera. So I'm going to be back in a few seconds for you, and we'll be working on either the chain, most likely the chain. So when I come back in just a couple of seconds for you, we'll do the chain closure. And I will have most likely matted all the things I just showed you. And, oh, I found one other thing. Hang on. I have this out. I forgot to show it to you. Okay, so this is a piece that's 5 inches tall by 10. Because I always like to include a booklet. Oh, there's Jolly. So I'm just going to put this in here and score it at 5 inches. I almost always put one of these in my books. Not always, but a lot. Okay, and then just fold that in half. Get that out of the way. Okay, and this will be matted, and I think I'm going to put it in the belly band with this one. I can get it in there. Here we go. Okay, in there. Didn't fold that very evenly, did I? But I can trim it. Okay, so I will see in a few seconds, and we will make this chain closure, and then we'll be done. back. I did my inserts. I did record that, so you will have seen a fast forward. But I wanted to mention one thing. I noticed when I was doing my inserts that while we have flowers on the cover, we have flowers here, but there aren't any flowers anywhere further back. So I'm going to try and work in some flowers somewhere towards the back. I don't want to interfere with this, but somewhere back here I'm going to try and put a few flowers, but we'll do that after. Okay, now this, remember I said I was waiting for my jump rings? I was just going to show you. I ordered this from Amazon. I didn't know what to expect because you couldn't really tell from the picture, but I like it, so I will try to link it down below. But I think I paid $11 for it. I probably won't need jump rings for some time. It has 6 different colors and 3 different sizes of jump ring for each, and lobster claws for each, and these little tweezers back here that are taped on, which I guess I'm going to have to take those off to open this. And then there's another little thing. All right, I'm going to need smaller scissors for that. Do y'all see my cutter bees anywhere? Where did they go? That's weird. Okay, that's the little scissors, the little tweezers rather. Oh, I see my cutter bees. Okay. Here we go. All right. So it comes with these, which I'll put in my tool thing. And trying to pop this open without breaking my nails. And then it has this thing. I have no idea. Oh, maybe it's for checking sizes. I don't know. If you know what this is, tell me, because I have no clue. I am not a jewelry maker. Okay. Chain, I have got this, which is kind of a... Now you could use bright gold, would probably look pretty too, but this is the color I have, and that's this color here. So let's... Oh, and they're open. That's nice. Make them a little difficult to deal with. But, okay, so I need one big one for the front and one large one for the back. All right, so the fact that they're open means they all sort of tangle up with each other, but that also means they'll be easier to work with. And then I had a little clasp I was going to use, but I think I'll switch and use these because they are bigger. So then we need one lobster claw. And then all the rest of the biggest ones are loose, but all the rest of them are taped into these little bags. But okay, so let me get out what I need so that you don't have to watch that. And I'll be right back. Alright, so what I did is I just opened the one row. That was the color I needed. Okay. And I also wanted to mention, hang on, I made myself a note so I wouldn't forget. Okay. So when I went to start matting, besides the scraps, I had 4 12x12 sheets left, and I used 2 of them to make the side pocket insert mats. And I had 2.5, almost 3 8x8s. I say that because I had done some fussy cutting on one of those sheets. Now there were additional 12 by 12 and 8 by 8s left, but they were all like cut apart sheets. But as far as just pattern sheets, that's what I had left. So I think 2 and 2 is definitely what you're going to need. All right, so in order to do this, what we need, and I have a whole video how to do this, but we need a length of chain that's approximately the length that you want your closure to be, okay? And I just make mine extra long, especially because we're going to do a tassel closure. So I think if I just cut 2 pieces, let's call it, well, the back piece doesn't need to be, or the front piece. One piece can be shorter than the other. But just in the interest of making it easy to handle, I'm going to just make 2 pieces that are about 4 inches long. Please wear eye protection or cover your eyes when you are cutting these things. I have very strong glasses, and I am also covering my eyes, because the last thing I need is any more eye issues than I already have. Okay. And I need to set that aside. Okay. And then when you do cut these little bits off, scoop them up and put them away in the trash right away, because if you step on those, your pet steps on those, that would not be good. Okay, so I have 2 pieces about 4 inches long. And I know that one of those pieces is way longer than I need, but it'll just make it easier to handle that size. And I'm just going to take and attach with the large jump ring this chain. Hang on. I always have a hard time doing this. That's why I have a separate video. To the jump ring that's on the book. And I do not have the proper pliers for this. I need to get some flat pliers, I've been told. Okay, so that's there, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing with the other one, which, like I said, we'll be cutting down later. But for now, if it's longer, it's just going to be easier to handle. Unless you're just an experienced jewelry maker and you're used to it and have the right tools. And then I know as many chain closures as I have, it's stupid that I don't have the tools, but there you go. Now might be a time to mention I do have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel. Link down below. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then what we want to do is bring these together to give ourselves an idea of about where the clasp is going to go. And what I like to do is just sort of count how many what do they call them? I just drew a blank. Links. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 9 links to the clasp. And so what I need for that clasp is a jump ring to attach it to the chain. And these little guys might be too little. Let me see. And perhaps those tweezers they so kindly gave me would be helpful at this stage, huh? Because they're tiny. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that might be all right. All right, so I'm going to attach that. Oh, hang on. Okay, hang on. I should do this on the back. Sorry. If the person getting this book is right-handed, you want to put the clasp on the back. If they're left-handed, you want to put it on the front. And actually, I'm going to put it on the 8th one because the clasp itself is long. It's a fairly big clasp. Whoops. And this is why I think I need a bigger jump ring. Huh. I have no idea where that just went. You know what, I'm going to switch to a medium one just because I can't handle that little guy. And that meaning I'm going to put this on the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just wrecking my nails doing this. Let me get my, I don't know what I did with my, I never did have the right tweezers, but I always had some. I've got these, which are, I think these are meant for bending wire, but they'll do. So now we have a clasp on this side, and we need to put a matching ring on this side. And for that, I think we will use another large ring just to make it easy for whoever's clasping and unclasping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put it in the 7th one. And your size may vary. It just depends on how you've embellished your book and whatnot, the size of your chain, the size of your jump rings. So, you know, just check what's going to work best for you. Okay, so now let me clasp that. And that seems like it is going to be just fine. Okay. So now, you know what, my original thought was to do a tassel, which I hang from the base of the clasp, typically. And I think I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to trim the extra chain off of this side. This is the side that doesn't have the clasp. Okay, let's set that aside. We're going to use it. Throw this away. And I'm actually going to take the extra off this side as well, and we're going to use another jump ring to attach this tassel. Okay. And I know you probably can't see this. Okay, hang on. All right, so let me, I just want to grab a scrap of paper. All right, I'm going to turn this on its side and slide this underneath so hopefully you can see. So we have a jump ring and a jump ring. Then we have about, depends on your chain, but I've got 7 links, a jump ring and the clasp, and 7 links and a jump ring. And I'm going to attach my tassel on this jump ring that's on the base of this clasp. Okay? All right, so hopefully that helped. So I think what I'm going to do is, now you can do a tassel with just one piece of chain and just add things along it, but I'm going to use multiple pieces of chain and a medium-sized jump ring, I think. Medium or large. I'm going to try medium because I think it would look better. So I'm taking these little scraps, okay, and I'm just going to put the two scraps onto this one jump ring. And these are both way too long, but that's okay because I'm just going to kind of hold them there. It looks like I could cut them. And we don't want them the same length, so I'm just going to cut those. Like that one I left only 4, and then I'm going to attach one more so that I have 3. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut those in various lengths. And you can always trim them again later, so, but I just want them a little smaller than they are now. Okay. So now I have a little tassel, okay? And it'll be easier to work this knot on. So I'm going to close this ring, and what we may do is use yet another jump ring to attach it. Okay. All right, so now I have, get rid of that. I have a jump ring that has 3 little chains, which I just totally lost. Okay, hang on. Just trying to get it so you can see it. All right, so I hope you can see, I've got the jump ring is pinched in my fingers there, and then I have 1, 2, 3 chains, okay? And then I'm not going to need those. All right, so there we go. I'll spread them out. All right, let me get this off to the side here. Okay, so we have jump ring in the middle. Whoop. It's very hard. They're very fiddly. They're not hard. I'd lie. It's hard for me to get it so you can see it. It's not hard to make it. Okay. Oops. Just drop some. All right. Got my little bowl here. Okay. So here's my little bag of charms that I got from Scrap and Create. Came with my order. And, oh, these are cute. Okay, so we have bells, we have a Santa, we have a stocking, and a gingerbread man, some corner pieces. There's a holly, that's pretty. There's a couple of snowflakes, a bow, and a tree. So, I don't think we're going to be able to use all of these. I think that Santa's a little big for this album, so I'm going to put him aside. And I probably ought to have the book so I can, well, we should be all right. I think, let's put the tree, because it's pretty tall, maybe on the end of that one. And, because I'm probably going to cut these shorter than they actually are right now, so. And I really quite like that. And then maybe add holly. So if I do 2 on each, I may only be able to do 1 on that shortest one. That's going to be quite a few charms for a little tassel, so I may not use all of those. But that'll get us started. And again, I have a whole video on this, so feel free to watch that. So I think these smallest ones are a little tight for this, but we'll see. I'm just checking that for length, and I don't really want anything much longer than that, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually putting the other things pretty high up on these chains, and I may end up trimming the chains. Okay, there's 2. Let's put the stocking, I'm going to put the stocking up pretty high. I think that's really all I'm going to do. it's a pretty small tassel, so there's not room for a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to take the ring that these are all attached to. I'm going to add a medium ring to that, and I'm going to use that to attach it to the jump ring at the base of the clasp. And this is where flat pliers would be the better bet. Actually, flat pliers would be the thing to use, period, but I don't have any. Okay, so there we are. Just a little tassel, just to add a little decoration. Okay, now let's see where we can fit at least one more little flower in. All right, so this is obviously good. I think it needs to be further back. I'm thinking maybe on here, or maybe here at the base of this. So let me find my flowers. All right. Beads, more beads. Okay, there's the little white ones, and what do I do with the poinsettias? And the little poinsettias. The only thing is, if I put them here, I don't want to detract from what's already here. Which I feel like that probably would do. So not there, but maybe a little something here. So we have one of those little white guys. That's pretty. These are so old they don't want to come off the little card. And they're shedding beads like mad. Put those there. Okay. I think that would work. Whoops. Did that come off? No. Okay. I think that'll work. And then we'll add a little bit of that gold ribbon as well. And actually, I'm going to put some art glitter glue right around these beads. And I know it looks terrible right now, but it'll dry. And it'll dry clear. I'm just going to smush that down. And add another one. Let's try to put those beads back. Okay. And then I'm going to put some here as well. See if we can keep some of these beads from falling off. Just seal them in with a little art glitter glue. Okay. Let's put some glue on the back of that. Put that there. there. That one there, and they look, like I said, they look a bit of a hot mess at the moment, but they'll be fine. We'll just tuck a couple of little flags in if I can, because I glued those down pretty good. Yeah, that'll be fine under there. Good. Okay, put that there. One next to it. Oops, sorry, my neighbors are going out in their noisy truck. Put that one kind of next to it. Okay. And these, as I mentioned before, the little white flowers, I'll link them down below. They're from Scrap and Create, and I'm going to be using the other ones in Winter Tales. The little tiny poinsettias, those are from my stash, and I've had them forever. So I don't know if you can get them, but I'm sure you can get some kind of little Christmas flowers at this time of year. I think that's fine. I don't think it needs anything else. Okay, now... away. Oh, we might want to use a couple of these. What do I do with the top of my glue? There it is. I don't have any of the little tiny ones, but I do have some little tiny auroras. Why not? Use those little tweezers they were kind enough to give me and see if that works. I always have the worst time using these. And they are adhesive. Let's just tuck one there. Just to add a little sparkle. And maybe there. Put it too far in, you can't see it. There, just there. And a little bead. Okay. And I don't need anything there. I think those are fine. Those still need to dry, but they should be fine. And then here, if you remember, I used the craft back here and I thought it looked like it didn't look nice. So I just took more of that brick pattern, you can see, and covered it. And then on the front here, I just put a couple of little fussy cuts. I would just, if I were you, just go ahead and use white. And then if you want to add those pieces, you can, but you won't have to. I don't want to fully close this because I have all that glue on the front of those flowers, so that's going to take about 5 minutes to dry. Okay, let me tuck these away. And that is it. We are done. I'm going to film the walkthrough right now as soon as those dry, and so you'll get a closer look at all the inserts. But you will have seen them because I did record covering them. The only other thing I have to do is narrow strips here. And I'll just do that off camera because I forgot about it until just this second. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed making this album. I certainly enjoyed making it. If you like it, keep an eye on my Etsy shop because it will be showing up there. You can get all of your supplies to make this at Scrap and Create. There's a link down below. There are discount codes down below for a couple of places where I have codes. There is my Amazon list down below for things that I use. I'll try to remember to put those jump rings on it. And there's also a link to the free cutting guide for this project as well down below. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time and we'll make something else. Bye-bye.